Hello and welcome back to another video today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to test out another brand new Toyota, well, massive truck type thing. So yesterday we took a look at the Toyota Tundra, which was of course the car pass vehicle from last Thursday. So today, as promised, we're here taking a look at the Toyota 4Runner. If you haven't seen the video on the Tundra, that went up same time yesterday if you want to go and check that one out. But yeah, taking a look at a slightly different Toyota off-roading vehicle today. So the 4Runner is, well, slightly older than the Tundra, this model being a 2019, so, well, a year older than the Tundra we were given yesterday. But as a model, this entered production in 1983, as opposed to the 1999 of the Tundra, so it's been around for a long while, the 4Runner as a model from Toyota. This is the 5th generation, so yeah, it's been through several different iterations in its lifespan. This one, of course, being the TRD Pro, so it's a high-performance, well, good at off-roading kind of thing. It has a smaller engine, 3.9 litre, so nearly a 4 litre, producing 270 horsepower, so just over 100 less than the Tundra. 377 newton meters, so a bit less there as well, but it also weighs quite a bit less at 2,155 kilos, putting it at C-Class 531, so just over 30 lower than the Tundra was. So yeah, it should be not quite as good, but as I said when we took a look at the Tundra, I am not going to take this around a festival like I did with that. We're going to go with a more off-road focused theme with today's video, possibly trying to take it to the top of the Volcano. But anyway, there's not really much else I can tell you about the vehicles, so without me going on any more, let's head on out and see what it's like. So I've headed immediately straight cross-country in this, because, yeah, we're not going to mess about with any roads today, because, yeah, that was kind of my mistake with the Tundra. I didn't get the best out of it, because I kind of tried to do something it's not supposed to do. Whereas this is, yes, purely aimed at doing this. It's quite a lot quieter than the Tundra, and noticeably slower, as you might expect, but yeah, it's designed for going anywhere rather than going quickly. This looks kind of more off-road oriented than the Tundra, even with its massive roof rack, and I find it cooler. I've never been a huge fan of pickup trucks, but off-road vehicles like this are just cool. I do slightly prefer this. I'm not sure visually, they both look hideous from the front at least. I'm not sure quite where that styling came from. But yeah, similarly to the Tundra, which I did talk about in yesterday's video, these, although they're Toyotas, so technically Japanese, they are both built in Texas, which you can kind of tell they're big particularly the pickup, big American-style vehicles. As for the interior, it is slightly nicer than the Tundra, I'll be honest. The dashboard is slightly more interesting. It doesn't look like they've just sawn a wheelie bin in half, which is kind of what it looked like in the Tundra. It kind of, but yeah, it's slightly nicer in here. Quite basic still, but slightly nicer, and it's exactly 12 o'clock. Anyway, it appears to be able to go anywhere and isn't particularly fast, which I probably could have told you before I drove it, so we'll head back to the festival, give it a lick of paint, because white's quite boring, and then see how it does at climbing volcanoes. So, after a quick trip to the festival, I've painted it in, well, the nicest manufacturer colour, basically. It's black, white, or this. And, yeah, although lapping the festival isn't the main focus of today's video, I did quickly take it round for, well, just out of interest. And it's set at 127.487, so it sits just below the Tundra, which is exactly where you'd expect it to be. But anyway, for now, I've kept it completely stock, and we're going to see how it does at, well, climbing a mountain, well, a volcano. Then after that, I will head back to the festival, just to see... It's struggling already. Just to see what customization options are available. It's now sliding down the mountain. That's not really very impressive for a off-road vehicle. Yes, it's stock, but... Okay, right, now we're climbing. Slowly, but we are climbing. But I'm kind of doubtful it'll get right to the top. Right, well, I was trying to give it a chance to prove that it was good at something, but it doesn't appear to be very good at off-roading. Right, okay, let's abandon that, go back to the festival, put on some upgrades, and then try again. So, here we are at the festival. I'm not going to put masses of upgrades on, but I will show you the aero and appearance and conversion options, because there's sometimes some unique bits. In terms of engines, there's a V8, a V8, a V8, a V10, and an inline-6, so exactly the same swaps as the Tundra. You have got aspiration conversions, twin turbos or superchargers. Probably won't do any of that. You can convert it to rear-wheel drive for some reason. Visual mods, yeah, it's the same sort of thing. I will do these just because we didn't before, and that looks stupid. Yeah, I didn't on the Tundra, and I kind of want to make it at least look more off-roady. Yes, we'll put on the schnorkel. Tyres, right. I'm hoping... Okay, they are a better compound, they look the same, but they are actually a better compound. If we put bigger, fatter, better compound tyres on, surely it should be able to climb reasonably well. And then we'll put on the usual other bits. We don't really need brakes for that. I'm not sure what else we can do, actually, other than power, but that kind of feels like it's cheating a bit. Sure, let's just max out the standard engine. So, after maxing out the standard engine, it's at 484 horsepower. I did put a race transmission in, and some brakes, and anti-roll bars and things as well, but didn't do any weight reduction or anything too ridiculous like that, or a roll cage, because they make the car theoretically less usable. I know it's a game, so it doesn't matter, but anyway, we're now sitting at A-Class 718. We've got fatter tyres, more power, and supposedly better handling, but let's see if it can climb a mountain now. Right, here we go again. I have also equipped it with a racing paint because, well, that's probably going to help more than any of the other mods, but it's looking more off-roady now. But yeah, let's see. I think the problem is, with Forza, having more grip doesn't particularly help. You just need a lot of power to climb a hill, which is, well, we've got a bit more power, so it might be enough to do it. But it really should be able to climb this, otherwise I'm going to be rather disappointed in this. Well, so far it's going pretty well. I mean, it really should after you've done upgrades to something. Although it's rather worrying that a Formula Drift Mustang can climb faster than this can. Well, it's better, but it shouldn't really take that many upgrades to get it to climb a mountain. It's a good view from up here though, you can see all the different areas of the map. Formula Drift Mustang also made it to the top though, which is slightly worrying. So yeah, not bad, but it really should have been able to climb better than the Formula Drift Mustang, and it should have been able to climb better than it did stock. Anyway, now to throw it off the mountain. Don't know what just happened there. So, yeah, that brings an end to our first look at the Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro here on Forza Horizon 5. I think that's its full name, as ridiculous as it is. But similarly to the Tundra yesterday, it's rather disappointing. Not that I was particularly interested in either of them or had particularly high expectations for them going into this, but both trucks have been, well, I wasn't that surprised that the Tundra wasn't fast around a circuit. It's an off-road truck, but this doesn't seem to be very good at, well, off-roading, unless you upgrade it a lot, and it's still worse than a Formula Drift car, apparently. Now, that might just be Forza, but yeah, in Forza, neither are particularly good, as it turns out. Neither are particularly fast, which you might expect, but I don't think either would be very good at off-roading, so I am rather disappointed in this. It's not a very interesting vehicle, it's not very fast, and it doesn't off-road, which is kind of its primary purpose. Well, it does, but not exceptionally well, which you'd think it would looking at it, but yeah, two big Toyota trucks built in America, neither of which are very fast, neither of which are brilliant off-road. So yeah, a rather disappointing week in the end here on Forza Horizon 5. At least they are both brand new vehicles, which is always a good thing. That's when I really complain, when things are kind of recycled. So at least it wasn't that, but yeah, not the best week. But anyway, we have Nobles coming up soon, which will probably be in the next couple of days. I'll be doing videos on the two new Nobles being added to the game, which I'm very much looking forward to. Yes, one of them at least is a returning face, but yeah, I think those will be, well, far more enjoyable, something I'm far more interested in than the off-road sort of stuff, so hopefully those will be quite good. Those will be coming out in videos very soon. But for now, for a first look at the Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro, that is going to be all. If you want to see the video on the Tundra, that went up at the same time yesterday. But for now, that's going to be all for today's video, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.